Hi, I'm Harold Eisenecher from Sabre. I run the Europe, Middle East and Africa business for Sabre, and I'm based in London. There are three major trends I'm seeing for the South African travel and the African travel landscape, and those are mobile, those are personalization, and those are big data. Let me talk a little bit about each one of them. So everybody literally almost has a mobile today. And this consumerization, what you do as a consumer with the mobile, is also going to affect how you book and you consume travel. It's one of the biggest trends where I see a lot of travel apps from both the consumer side, also from the business side appear on the landscape right now. The second trend is personalization. Now, consumers love to shop around, but the more personal you make your offer, and you can do this with the help of technology, the better it is for the consumer. So if they know, for example, that you're a frequent flyer on a specific airline and you get a personalized offer, you're more inclined to take that offer up. The third trend I'm seeing is big data and cloud. The travel world today is increasingly complex, driven by airlines, driven by countries, driven by hotels, and this complexity needs to be reduced, and big data analytics, meaning analyzing the data, bringing them together in the right format, making sure that you draw the right conclusions from that, that's one of the big trends in the travel world, to reduce complexity and to create more simplicity for the consumer. The future of travel for Africa in 2015 is based on already a very strong position that the travel industry has as part of the South African economy. Today, 10% of the GDP in South Africa is the travel industry, and that is much more than automotive or the chemicals industry, and that is very rare if you compare this to other countries around the world. So South Africa already has a very strong base in the travel industry, and this base is growing strongly. So we estimate that the growth rate of South African travel industry is actually strongly above 4%. And that, again, if you compare it to other countries around the world, is a very strong growth rate. This has valued benefits for all participants in the value chain, be it a hotel, be it an airline, be it a car rental company, because it creates employment and it creates growth. And I think that the future for the South African travel industry in that regard is bright. It can create more employment, it can create more contribution to the GDP, and it can create profitability and growth. Technology is a big driver in unlocking this value, and that's why I'm very positive about both the South African but also the African development in the travel industry. Improving the traveler experience through apps is one of the biggest trends of the latest years. And that is, for a big reason, obviously, due to Apple, because they have driven on the consumer side the experience of the App Store. Everybody around the world loves his little apps on the mobile phone. So Sabre has done two things on the app side. One, on the consumer side, we have created an own app which is called TripCase, which has the ability to gather all the information about a particular trip for the traveler in your mobile phone, and if there's any delays, any change in plans, you get automatically updated and you can download your own information as well. So TripCase helps you optimize your personal travel experience. Now, Sabre also serves the travel management companies, and for them we have developed a business-to-business app store, which is called the Sabre Red App Store. And this app store contains a lot of very useful apps which allows the travel agent to be more efficient, to drive more value to its customers. And we have developed apps for that, which every travel agent can download specifically for their own use. Wearable tech is one of the biggest trends which is going on in the travel industry right now. And I see particularly focused on two things. First of all, we have watches, coming into the landscape, which have one big advantage, and that is about glanceability. You have, within a second, you can look on your watch, you can digest a very short information, and you can act upon that. So if, for example, you get on your watch, with a little glance, an offer to say, do you want to change your seat for maybe $10 US, and then you can just tap yes or no, and your booking will be amended, and the airline who has sent you this offer can make more revenue. So that's the first thing, watches as a wearable device. The second thing is Google Glass. And we actually have pioneered the search capability for travel on Google Glass with a Sabre flight search on Google Glass. And that's the first opportunity where you can, with the Google Glass, just tap and search a flight, for example, from Johannesburg to New York. So wearable technology will enter our lives and it will change the way we travel. Mobile and wearable technology is a trend which is going on in all countries in Africa, especially mobile is almost everywhere. Almost every African has a mobile now. 75%, 3 out of 4 have a mobile. That's very big, also compared to many other countries around the world. And wearable technology is just at the beginning of the innovation curve, and so it will start growing. It will start growing in South Africa, but also other African countries, because the potential of this technology for the travel world is big. Big data is one of the most dynamic fields of development in the travel industry. Why is that? It brings together, first of all the different data sources which exist in the travel world, and there are many. They could be from airlines, they could be from hotels, they could be from different systems in these airlines, and they are from the consumer, because we are producing more and more data around every day when we use our mobile phone or where we use our computers. So big data, first of all, is the unique ability to bring together all this data and analyze it in the right way. Once you do this, you can improve the offer for the consumer. You can try to generate more value for your supplier, for the airline, for example, or for the hotel. And this will change the way we do business in a very distinct fashion. Let me give you a very concrete example which has to do with big data and geolocation. So just imagine that with your mobile phone, you know where the mobile phone knows every day where you are, correct? At every moment where you use it. Now if you combine that with information which is readily available at an airport about average weight in the security line or average weight in check-in, and the departure information of your flight, you can very easily design a service which says, so Harold, you are 45 minutes away from the airport. There's supposed to be a 30-minute wait in the security line, so you will not make your flight, so let me rebook you, send you the information so that you know that you have a safe place on the next flight rather than rushing to the airport. You could also say that if I'm still an hour away and it will be very tight of making my flight, you can say, look, Harold, you are a gold customer on SAA, for example, and I want you to be on this flight, so I keep the gate 10 minutes longer open for you so that you make the flight. This is what technology can do for us. Sabre is actually testing that already. This exists. It's not something which is happening in the future. It's there today. So, I'm Harold Eisenecher from Sabre. I run the Europe, Middle East and Africa business of this great technology company. I want to thank you all for your interest and hope to see you soon in South Africa.